how about gaining that competitive edge by keeping up with the latest digital trends? Or maybe you want to transform your thinking from the ordinary to the extraordinary. That's what this channel is all about. We focus on brand strategy and design, new marketing strategies, social media marketing, influencer marketing, paid advertising. And now we talk customer experience with digital technologies, digital trends, and data analytics. It's all about digital transformation.
Hello and welcome to the Digital Perspectives. I'm Praveen Gautam. This program is all about exploring your digital trends, strategies, and the insights to help you build your brand and monetize it today. First of all, I want to really thank you to all the viewers who is watching this right now from different social media, whether that may be in Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or YouTube. So we are in live in a number of channels. So if you are just new and just say good day and exactly where you're from. And if you are have seen the past episodes, welcome back. And if there's anything you have any burning questions on the digital sides, just feel free to write the comments, and we'll definitely keep on the next episode. And obviously, feel free to give some thumbs up, comments, or share this post. All right, so let's get into this interesting topic, which is very close to my heart, all about building the brand. And number of questions I have received in past episodes is, Praveen, we want to really know how to build the brand because the situation is very different. I'm sure you would agree on that. So we haven't seen it before. So, and the business leaders or entrepreneurs or enterprises are really second up to understand, really in this scenario, we want to know how to build a brand. So that's what this episode is all about. And I'm going to share about top 3 ways which you can implement it right now in your business to build your brand. Okay, so let's get started. First thing, what is brand? What is brand? Whether is it color, is it your logo, is it your tagline, is it your trademark, or is it your patent? What is brand? And I love one of the sayings from Jeff Bezos. I'm sure you would know Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos. He talked about brand is all about when people say about you when you are not in the room. So people say when you are not in the room. That's all about brand. So it might be perceptions, it might be the experience. So it's different in what they think about you, right? So that's what the brand is all about. So the idea here is to gone with those days when people just update, the CV. I'm not sure whether you still have a CV. Certainly I don't. So if you have a CV or, just updating in the LinkedIn frequently, gone with those days. Obviously now it's during the COVID or post-COVID, what buyers are looking right now is the digital footprint. So they are checking out what is that you are doing right now, which is adding value to the businesses, right? So that's all about the brand building exercise. So I hope that's a little bit clear about what is brand. Now let's talk a little bit about why it is important. That means why brand value is important to maintain. Look, we're living in a very interesting time for sure, and a lot of the people are looking is they are looking for the lowest price with a great quality. So a great quality in a lowest price or a cheap price. So in this time, pretty much the brand values is a very much important. So when you think about the brand, some of the things comes up is whether that may be McDonald's, whether that may be Apple. It's all about that brand value, which also means I believe that it is a sort of a middle wall or a bulletproof for you between you and your client. So it's that recognition. So, because to be honest, everything is commoditized. Everything is, people looking for the cheaper price. So you must need to have that brand value. You must need to understand the importance of your brand value, and whether that may be you're running music school, whether running healthcare business, or whether running B2B business. It's important to understand that brand value. Right. So now let's get into it straight to top 3 tips or top 3 ways how we can build a brand right now. And if you're just tuning in from different social medias, we're talking here about the brand. Feel free to just give us a thumbs up at any comments you have. I'll be checking down some of the comments as well. Just write it down. Let's start the conversation about brand. And I want to really know about what do you really think about brand, and where it should go, especially the journey. So let's get into it. I will share my screen here. So I hope you can see it. All right. So 3 ways to build your brand. Okay, that obviously, you got to have to build a brand. You got to have a clear purpose. You got to have a passion in the game, and obviously you got to have a plan. That's a fundamental. Now there are ways which I believe is a critical, especially in this COVID-19. So let's get onto it. The first one is all about here is a speed. Okay, so you might be wondering, what does that mean, right? Speed. I believe speed is a competitive advantage for any business, right? Full stop. So what does that mean is, you got to have that speed. So whether you are attracting the client, whether that maybe you are converting the client, or whether you are nurturing the client, you got to have the speed, the quick turnaround time. And obviously this, now, especially now, almost 5 years of thinking or exploring of innovations now have just done in last 5 months. As you would imagine. So the way how consumers are consuming the information, the customer behavior, customer experience is changing. So we got to find out the name of the game here is to have that speed, maintain that speed. Now, I love one of my good friend and a sales leader, Brad, who is also a mentor. He talks about 1-24-24. What does that mean? Is, obviously in attracting, when you attract the clients, when you get the lead generations, you got to have that, there is, if the leads comes up, whatever the channels you are using from, whether B2C or B2B, once the lead comes up, the problem also we found in day-to-day basis working with the business leaders is the conversion is the problem. What does that also mean is, we're getting back to 124 is a 1 hour. The response time, the principle here is 1 hour, getting back to them very quickly in an hour or less. And 24-24, sending the proposal. A proposal in less than 24 hours, or getting the closing the business in 24 hours. So 1-24-24. And don't get me wrong, so many of our clients and prospects, sometimes they just spend so much time in sitting down and writing the proposal. And sometimes I say, look, I'm not sure whether you are in a proposal business because you're running the business here. Just get the ball rolling. You're here to create outcomes, not a proposal business. So sometimes just that conceptions, and the perception. So you got to change that. You got to maintain that speed. Now, I must also need to share something happened in last couple of months, especially in November. I was, in fact, I was like every one of you guys, like I also been most likely, love internet and buying from the internet, and just checking on the YouTube, and I saw something very customized. Mobile cover, which is, the mobile cover. I liked it. It is fantastic mobile cover, especially I can put the logos on that skin of the cover, and it's a really on the brand color, which, many of you know, like I love the sort of a V's color on that yellowish. Try to search everywhere, couldn't find. Anyway, long story short, I ordered that order and just been waiting. Okay, look, and desperately waiting for that, and so that I can, it is pretty much I can use in my mobiles and number of the gadgets, and if that's worked well, then obviously we can have that for our team as well. Then anyway, I probably about November last year, I put the order through, and it's been about four weeks, didn't get anything, haven't heard anything, no confirmation as of yet. So it was not through Amazon or anything, it was just directly from the website, e-commerce website. Nothing. So I try to go on the websites, then after 3-4 weeks, nothing, even check the junk email, nothing. And then I start, sending the filling the forms, obviously, so that's sometimes a tricky part. The chatbot just said, oh, look, this is your ticket. I said, okay, so there's no human connection, and did a bit of research. It found that it is somewhere in Canada, and the shipping coming from China. Anyway, nothing came along 3, 4, 5 months, and then I thought, look, I just forget it, even though it was a costly, costly that scheme, but I just thought I will just forget it. And then it was just couple of weeks ago, I received this beautiful pack. I don't want to mention their name or anything here, but the point here is, look at here. This is fantastic. I mean, what I received is this, beautiful skin. I just loved it. The packaging. In fact, I must say, I have never seen this sort of packaging ever just for the mobile skin. This is like world class, right? The cover, you clean your mobile, you have the skins, beautiful skins, and I can now add my logos. Obviously, it's been almost 6 months I have to wait for this. Now, what do you think? Do you think that I would be recommending to my friends and colleagues? What do you think? I'm curious to know. I just write down, would you, if you are in my position, would you recommend to your friends or families or your colleagues? Perhaps you wouldn't, because the name of the game is speed. Because after 6 months, obviously, I don't know how many covers I have changed here in the last 6 months. So the point I'm trying to say is, you gotta maintain that speed, right? You gotta maintain that speed, and most likely the trust is built in with the reliability, with the credibility, and obviously with the speed. So if you're not delivering that speed, my friend, it's going to be very, very hard, especially COVID or post-COVID. It's going to be very hard. So, and that's where we hear from some of the business leaders or some of the bigger marketplace like Amazon. Not sure whether you know, Amazon spent just a couple of months ago, they spent a whole over $2 billion. They spent from 48 hours delivery to a 24 hours delivery from Prime. So that's where the market is heading. So for a small business like us, obviously, if you're watching this, then what is the lesson is you got to maintain that speed. You got to be in the game to attract, to convert, and nurture. So when the clients, you get back to you, when the clients ask you, you got to maintain that with urgency. This is actually a non-negotiable, especially now during the COVID and post-COVID. So one is a speed. All right, so let's jump into the second one. Second is a very close, I just loved it, relevance. Now, if you are like me, you might be thinking, look, because at the moment, there's so many experts, so-called experts, they are doing, sort of social medias, they are doing posting, they are doing everything. And sometimes I wonder, because it's like you haven't really lead anyone, and you being as a leadership coach, you haven't really done your real business, and you try to be almost as a business coach, preaching or telling people, and that's where the relevance comes in, because the name of the game is you must need to show the expert, right? You must need to understand the current situations, what's happening right now. So and obviously you have to adapt in the current situation, or you have to pivot. Pivot is a great keyword. You got to pivot it, which means whether you have the existing service which you have, or you may have to, with the current situation we are facing, you may have second model, and later down on the track you can have a sort of a hybrid, or keep this, or take this, or if this is not working, just keep this on. So what I'm trying to say is it need to have a relevance factor, right? And perhaps there's a couple of things for you would be, so if you have a pen handy, write it down. Perfect time for brand refreshment. So you can, not sure whether your website is an old website, the same old images, you don't have videos, there is not much information. Perhaps it might be a time for you to just go back and have a look on your brand. What is the brand message you're giving to your clients, your prospects? So that's very important. And you may look, I believe on Giver's Game, I believe on all about the writing, crafting, as you must need to, whether that may be communicating with your clients, adding that value, whether writing the blogs. And I hear that, people don't get a time, but that's, and I'm not saying everyone should jump on the video, but what I'm trying to say is whatever you are good at, or whatever your strength is, just do that. And which also means people feel you are different, and obviously you are adding the value to the local businesses, right? So, and it might be anything, whether that may be schools or dental business, or whether that may be watching the physios or any of healthcare. It is very important to add the value to your clients or your patients, if you like. All right. Now, other things also on the relevance is keeping digital in mind, which is I have just mentioned here. So digital is a key here. So because what important is when your buyers, right, when they are on the website, it is important to make sure that to make their life easy, because no one would have a time. And this is a, as Gary Vee talks about, this is a sort of a television now. Everyone is here, and television has become a radio. So everyone is like from the morning, everyone is on the mobile. So you gotta make sure that it's easy to buy. Make sure that you have a payment system, e-commerce working, or if you don't have e-commerce, that's okay. You may have a vault, e-learning, or whatever the information. Make sure it's very handy for your clients. So whoever is browsing the websites, browsing your landing page, they find the right information in the right time. Because to be honest, there's so many things going on at the moment, and people get confused. People get really confused. So the relevancy is key. Now, you might be curious what we are doing for a number of our clients. I mean, is particularly one client, a legal client, a corporate client. What we are doing right now is every episodes we are running a sort of like live cast, talking legal, which means helping them to, because obviously when you talk about medicine or healthcare and legal, it's very technical. So what we are trying to do is our aim is to break that up in an easy way so people consume. And we are running the episodes every Thursday. And there's a great viewers, not only the viewers, fans and advocates, but idea is also the conversion, but we didn't thought about the conversion and did for the sake of doing. But really, we really find the ways how we can be able to add value to the existing audience or to the new prospects. So that's something for you to think about, perhaps. And as I said, 5 years now, everything is happening in 5 months. So, and it's moving faster, and we don't know when these situations, uncertain circumstances, will be ended. So, idea for businesses is just be on the game. Just make sure that the brand, the relevancy is there. Okay. All right. Now, on that also note, if you're watching this right now from whatever the channels it might be, we are doing a special event next week on Wednesday. So with some of the business leaders, including Gary Edwards and Bev and myself. So what we will be also sharing about what is working right now. So if you are curious, find all the details just below. More than happy to invite you, send you the invitation. All right. So let's get back to the third point, which is third way is personalization. Now, you might be wondering what this is all about. Obviously, we have heard so many times personalization is a key. Now, did you know average person roughly sees about 6,000 to 10,000 ads every single day, my friend? Yes. So 6 to 10,000 ads every single day. And you might be thinking, perhaps I'll just switch off the mobile. No. Look, whether that may be even from the post office, from the TV, radio, whether that may be just checking your letter, the physical letters, every single day, people have been bombarding the information. So, and this is an interesting time because obviously people are bombarded, people are information overloaded, and they are really not sure about who to choose and who to go through. As I told you, everyone's saying I'm the expert. So the name of the game is to elevate that or personalize it. So the key here is to how can you really personalize your right message to a right audience? And I must say, not just right message to a right audience, but with the right channel. And a right time, because it is so important to send the right informations. And the first step then, if you're writing it, the first step is obviously, or you feel free to take the quick photos as well, is a database segmentation, which is so important because, people are chasing all the time for the new business. That's great. No problem. We are all here for new business. But at the same time, you may be already sitting in the gold mine and you're not maybe realizing it. So idea here is to really segment that database, right? So who is your existing clients, your lapsed clients, or your inactive clients, and really who would be a great influencer for you to refer you. So you must need to understand and add value. And that's very important. So that's the first step, database segmentation. And obviously, I'm not a great fan of spending a lot of ads in the ads, but sometimes there is a lot of things, you might be sitting in a lot of gold mine. So just realizing that, or finding out the easy ways which can save you ongoing cost. Now, the last also is a interest-based retargeting, which means either that may be Facebook, LinkedIn, or Google, understanding who they are, where they are from, right? What sort of the interactions have you done before with them, or what's your experience look like with them? It's very important to understand that and really retarget. And good thing about these platforms nowadays is if they have already brought from you, if you have an e-commerce business or anything they have brought from you, you can really retarget those ads and send the right message to them, right? And the best way is obviously videos, because nowadays the video is consuming, whether that may be, through attracting, or whether that may be nurturing, or if they have already come to visit your shop or used your services, then probably even sending the welcome pack with the video that gives the personalization message. And hey, look, that will help you to stand out from other competitors as well. And I must say, look, one of the key things in personalizing is CRM. And I get to hear from business owners or business leaders is, look, Praveen, we try to have this CRM, we're changing this CRM. And I believe it's not just the CRM. You got to have that people who can drive that CRM, because then it's like you're having, fantastic, one of the top car, and you're just sitting in the garage. No one is using it. So you got to really understand how to use it in day to day, and start with simple. Test it. There's no any bulletproof, because it may have worked for someone and it may not work for you. So you got to test it. You got to really understand, or find a trusted provider or trusted service provider who can help you on that. So I hope that gives you a bit of idea on the personalization. But the whole idea, what I'm trying to say is tap low hanging fruit. So there must be a lot of people who already just feel free to give a call. And one of the things which we are doing right now is also a sort of a trust call, giving a clients, making sure, clients is okay, if there are anything they need, and we are there for you, not about selling, but all about serving. Now, other things which was quite interesting when you see about the big brands, how they do. I mean, last weekend I was watching one of the movies from Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception. I'm sure you would have watched it. And I love the movies, especially the sound system, the climax, and the all about different scenes. It's done fantastic. And I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. And next day, anyway, next day when I was on Monday, I would just switch on my mobile, and straight away I get a sort of ad, 10 top movies if you like Inception. I thought, what? So that's all about recommendation buying, right? So yes, I have already liked from the net, and that's done through Netflix. So it's perfect, because I have watched the movie, and now this giving me recommendations and keeping all the data, right? So data is very, very important, and that's why data scientist is in demand, because without data, it's oxygen for any business. So you got to have that data in place so you can send right information to the right people in the right time. So my friend, I hope that's give you a bit of message. I'm conscious with the time. Look, the whole idea is invest in yourself, invest in future, and invest in your brand. And obviously, certainly it will pay you on a long run, because, brand, we are not building the brand in one day or 1 year. It takes a lot of years, 10 years plus, to build a brand and get the message out. So focusing one thing at a time and building the brand is a key, especially in these uncertain times. Look, this is my way of trying to help entrepreneurs and enterprises to get back in their game. So if you would like the show, give us a thumbs up, comment it. If there's any questions you might have, I'm more than happy to cover up. And we have got a number of guest lines covered up coming up for the next episodes. I would love to hear about what do you think about your brand, about the messaging. And if there's anything we can be a service to you, just give us a call. All right. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one, Thursday, 1 p.m. with a brand new episode. Until then, take care and bye.